What's up, you guys? This is Brittany from She Abundantly at sheabundantly.com. Let me just point out the greatest brand, the greatest name you'll ever wear. Listen, is Jesus. Listen, I bought these hats, this kind of hat, and I can't remember where I got it from years ago, and I never really wore them. And I'm like, you know what? As I'm in transition and getting my afro, let me throw on a hat, you know what I'm saying, so I can record this video. But you know what? I wanted to share this with you, to every young woman out there who may think it's strange that she feels alone or that she feels like friends are far in between. What I've noticed is every time I go through a shift, every time I go through like going to another season in my life, another level in my life, you know, just going along my own journey, walking out my life before God. What happens in my life is I go through like a cleansing. And what I mean by that is that God will either add voices, add people to my life, or take away. You know what I'm saying? And so throughout my entire life, you know how people make really good, long-lasting friendships? I haven't had many of those. I have a few. And when I mean a few, I mean a few. You can count on one hand. You don't even have to use all your fingers to count on one hand. Good, solid friends in my life. And that's okay. I had to come to a realization that is okay. And if you are like me, and I'm going to explain what that means. I have a prophetic wiring, okay? This is for those who are in tune or will be more in tune with their walk with God, with their giftings and their calling and what God has placed inside of them. I have a prophetic wiring, meaning I'm very sensitive to the spiritual things, so that I may speak out God's truth, God's whatever he's telling me to say, whatever he's telling me to do, I may speak it out. I'm not saying this is isolated. Believers should be in tune with God, but I'm saying my wiring, I'm sensitive. I'm very sensitive to the things around me. I'm sensitive to the people. I pick up on things that I don't want to pick up on. You know what I'm saying? Like being sensitive or, you know, feeling those things, it can feel good and it can feel horrible. Like your highs are high and your lows are low. As I mature in this and as I learn how to carry this, it's been a little rough, but I've learned some patterns. I've learned how things are operated. And so a lot of my life, I felt like I've been walking alone. Of course, I had people around me, I had family around me and things like that. But it's like I would look for a friend. You know, I would look for someone who can walk with me and talk with me. I remember when I first came out with my blog, She Abundantly, I tried so hard to get one of my friends to do it with me. When God was actually telling me to do it, I didn't want to do it by myself. I wanted someone to carry this weight and carry this load with me. Because at that time, it was so heavy. And so what I realized is I've kind of been doing that. It's like when God tells you to do something, when he tells you, it gives you a specific assignment, you look for somebody to walk that walk with you. Because maybe you're afraid, it may feel really heavy and burdensome at that time. So it's like, oh my goodness, I need someone to pour out to. I need someone to know how I'm feeling, how I'm thinking. And so because of my wiring, how sensitive I am, and the burdens that he puts on my heart, I'm like, I need a close friend. I need someone to talk to. I need someone to care for me. I need someone to relate to me, to understand how I'm wired, to understand what I'm going through. I've been looking for stuff like that, you know, looking for people like that. And so I know God is that source. And I've had to learn how to really depend on him. Like, God, I don't have a person to do that. And what he's teaching me is I am your everything. I am that person. Like, I need you to communicate with me. Tell me how you feel. Tell me why you're feeling this way. Tell me what you need, what you desire. You know, just learning how to have a relationship with him. Now, he has given me beautiful, beautiful relationships. You know, I've come across friends who has serviced me and I've serviced them, you know, in ways that in such loving ways, in ways that has really helped me through some seasons in life. When I tell you, this is why, if you come into my life, if you become a close friend of mine, you will learn or you will see how honor works. I tend to honor those who have serviced me in that way, meaning I dote on them. I acknowledge them. I pour into them, whether it be time, money. I give a lot of my gifts through like tangible things. Not saying that that's just, I'm just spending money out here on people. No, but I want you to know that I value you. I want you to know because you have valued me in some kind of way. You have serviced me. You have been a friend to me. Listen, when you have a call in your life, it's hard to you don't get many good people to come into your life, is what I'm trying to say, and really relate to you. So when I do get those people, my goodness, I thank God for them. I thank God because they see what I see. They relate. They're able to go to God on my behalf. That's one of the greatest. If you can't go to God on my behalf, listen, I don't call you a friend. I don't call you. I'm learning what a friend really is because I've been calling people friends who have not really been a friend to me, and that's not a bad thing. I'm learning how to assess and how to categorize people based on the relationship. Like when you do that, you will live such a more freeing, peaceful life because you will no longer try to pull from people who don't have anything to give to you. Like you will no longer, you know how many times I've tried to pull from a well that was empty. I've tried to pull from a well that wasn't deep enough for me, or it wasn't for me at all. And then you get mad at that person. Why are you not fulfilling my needs? Why are you not doing this for me? Or, not even saying it out loud, but in your heart. And it's like, it's because they were never put in your life to do that. They were never designed to fulfill your life in that way. So when you know that about a relationship or about a friendship, you will put things in proper perspective. So you won't be frustrated with that person. So you'll be able to give to that person what you're supposed to give and get from that person what you're supposed to get. So that relationship can be free. It can be light. It can be fulfilling and purposeful. And God will exchange what he wants to exchange and keep it moving. That's how I want to operate in my life. And I'm learning. Okay. Me and my brother-in-law, we always have good conversations. We had one yesterday about, being able to meet people where they are and not grow bitter, be mad when you want to give something to somebody and they're not willing to take it because they're not at that state. They're not at that level to take it. It happens in my life. I know there are people who want to give stuff to me, pour wisdom into me. I'm just not ready for it. And I have wisdom to pour out. You see somebody with an issue and you got the answer. And they like, I got the answer, girl, but they don't want to come to you. But they don't acknowledge you because they're not ready for it. And so what happens is you will feel rejected. We had a great conversation of learning how to just remain. This is why you have to give all your relationships to God, because one thing that he said everything that you do and you exchange between relationships, it should be God led. Because if you give based on what somebody else did or based on what you did, you're gonna be emotionally jacked up because it won't be an even exchange. You're going to be given this big thing and expecting a big thing in return, and then be getting mad and frustrated and get into unforgiveness. Like, forget you. You didn't give me what I needed. And it's like, no, if God told you to give something, just give it without expecting anything in return, because God told you to do it. Whatever it is, God is going to replenish you. He's going to give you what you need. He's going to give you, if you gave somebody months and months of your time pouring out wisdom and you didn't get nothing back, it's easy to get offended by them, or it's easy to be like, I poured all this stuff into you. Where's my return? Why you not still in why? You should honor me more than what you've been doing, or you should do something. And God is like, no, don't expect nothing from them, because, and that goes to show you, did you give them that based on the love of God, based on God's instruction, or based on your own selfish heart, based on something in your flesh? You know what I'm saying? And so when God tells you to do something, it'll be peaceful. And so you can go to God to replenish you for what you gave out. So I'm learning, listen, y'all, I'm learning how to handle my relationships. And this is what I want to share. I'm 31 years old, so I have a couple of years to assess, how I've been managing things or how I've been operating in relationships. Some things are good and some things I'm like, God, I can't operate like this no more. And one of the things that I learned is I cannot, and this is for you too. If you have a mentor's heart like I do, I am called to mentor. I am called to shed light on some things. And that can be very offensive to people. If you don't know how to manage that heart that you have, if you don't know how to manage those relationships and give according to how God tells you to give. But one thing I've learned is, what I would do is I would turn seasonal friends into lifelong friendships, or I would look to mentees as lifelong friends. This is why it's so important. I am so learning, Brittany, do not do that, because it's been painful. It's been painful for me to do that. Okay. And I'm talking about friends. I'm talking about family, thinking that you're going to be in each other's life forever or longer than what it was. And then come to find out it ended abruptly, or, something happened, or life just happens and you guys went your separate ways. You know what I'm saying? And what God was showing me, he was like, you're turning seasonal people into lifelong partners, when I didn't tell you that person was going to be in your life all your life. So why are you looking to them to fulfill that for you? When I tell you, I'm talking about years. I was assessing relationships and I'm like, man, that was seasonal. And I thought it was permanent. And the reason why it hurt so bad when the relationship ended, the friendship ended or shifted, it hurt so bad because I thought that person was more to me than what they were. Listen, I've learned, and I'm learning, or let me say this, I'm going to experience many women, okay? Because of my assignment on my life, I'm going to experience many women in my lifetime. I'm going to come across many women. I'm going to have exchanges with many women. I'm going to be pouring out to many women, young girls, women my age, young adult. As I get older, it'll be more women in my age and stuff like that. But I'm going to come across many women. And what I have to learn how to do with my assignment in my heart is be able to give what God is telling me to give. And then when that time is up, be able to shift and move to the next person. I saw this unhealthy thing that I was doing, turning mentees or seasonal people, seasonal women into lifelong friends when they're not. That's not the assignment. That's not the kind of relationship that we are to have. So whether it be a year, 5 years, 10 years, listen, it's a season. And when that season is up, Brittany, you got to learn how to shift. You got to learn how to keep moving to the next woman. Because God has put something inside of me, and I'm speaking to myself, but I need you to catch this for your own life. If God has put something inside of you to give to somebody, you got to learn how to be obedient, give it to that person, however long it is. And then when it ends, go ahead and shift. Don't get bitter. Don't trash the person. Don't be like, I did all this for you. You ain't even there for me. You ain't even praying for me. What happened? I thought we was close. I thought we was friends. It hurts when you don't have that right perspective of that relationship. It feels like a blow, like you've been rejected. I've experienced rejection from friends because I had these unhealthy expectations of them. And so I'm literally walking this out right now. And I just wanted to share this with you because you may think it's strange, like, man, women come and go. I can't keep a good friend. When in fact, God, you may be one of those people to where you're going to experience a lot of people, a lot of women like me, and they're not meant to be lifelong people. God has put something inside of you to give to that person at that time or for the certain amount of time and years. And then it's a time to shift. They may go their separate ways. Y'all may, see each other every now and then. It may be very cordial. But still, when that happens, you got to be able to, or ask God to teach you how to still love that person and not expect anything more from that person. The exchange happened. Okay, that's that. So even if y'all come across each other in life again, it'll be no bitterness. It'll be no anger. Like, you left me hanging. I thought we was friends and you not my friend no more. What happened? We was so close. I shared my intimate thoughts with you. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, when you open up your heart and your feelings to somebody, that's a deeper level of intimacy. Okay. And so it gets muddier. It gets more emotional when that stuff happens. And then you find out that it's no longer that deep. It hurts because you naturally want to lean on that person. You naturally want to, you expect that person to just stay there. And so you can keep pouring out your emotional heaviness or your emotional intimate thoughts and stuff. Y'all, I'm learning that ain't how it go. Ooh, that ain't how it go. So this is I'll end with this. Y'all, I'll be talking. It's 15 minutes. I'll end with this. If you like me, this is one thing that I've learned. If you don't want to grow, you cannot be my friend. If you don't want to grow, you cannot be my friend. Because if you're going to come into my life, how my life is wired, how God operates in my life, he's going to tell me to call some things in you, call it up out of you, help you redirect some things, shed some light on some dark areas. You know what I'm saying? And help you in certain ways. And if you're not willing to be changed in that way, if you're not willing to grow in your own life, that our relationship, it won't work. I will hurt you and offend you. And how about this? And not because I'm literally hurting you and offending you, but because of the authority put in my life, or the authority that I have, because of the knowledge that I have, or because just the assignment on my life, what I'm giving to you will feel like an attack. If you want to hold on to your demons and I'm telling you to let them go and I'm yanking it from you, you're going to think I'm robbing and stealing from you. You're going to think I'm trying to hurt you, which I'm really not. So you may be like me. You may be at this stage of life and you're like, man, where's my friends? I've come to this understanding. I'm not going to have many, many, many deep-rooted friends, because if you're going to be my friend, then you're going to have to change. You're going to grow in some kind of way. And I'm learning everybody don't want to grow in that way. Everybody don't want what I had. You know what I'm saying? So guess what? You can't walk deeply or intimately with me, and that's okay. And that may be the same for you too. You could probably say the same exact words. And so me acknowledging this about myself, it has freed me. Because I be thinking, why you ain't, what's going on? Why people don't want, or why certain people don't want to roll with me, hang deep with me? It's because they're not willing to grow in that certain area, or they're not ready. And that's the same with me. I'm not ready. So I'm not walking intimately with certain people. You know what I'm saying? And God he will orchestrate that. When I'm ready, guess what? I'm going to walk with somebody who's going to show me something, who's going to help me. But if you're not ready to grow, you can't be my friend, because I will offend you. The things that I'm learning, it will offend you, and it will ruin our relationship more than it will help us. And so I just wanted to share that with you and hopefully give you some understanding of your walk, why you feel the way you feel, why you feel like you ain't got friends, or why you feel like your friends are far in between. You know what I'm saying? It may be that because of the assignment on your life, or because you're just not called to walk with a lot of women like that. You're called to exchange. You're called to give them something, to set women free. You are called to set women free. And that don't mean you having dinner with them all the time. That don't mean you going on trips with them all the time. That don't mean y'all on the phone every day all the time. No. Hecky to the no. We ain't got that much to be talking about. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's something good, unless it's something God. We ain't got that much to be talking about. I don't talk on the phone like that. If I talk on the phone, it's literally God led. Like for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? Because I got too much stuff to be doing to just sit on the phone. You know what I'm saying? And so I have to be strategic in my relationships. I have to learn how to build relationships. And you know, if I'm building a relationship with a teen girl, I will be on the phone just talking about nothing, because that's just where we at right now. That's where she at. So I'm just fooling around with her, playing on TikTok or something like that. So set yourself free, girl. Help your mind. Help your heart. Lift your heart from the pits. Lift your heart from feeling rejected. Like, don't nobody want to talk to me. Don't nobody want to be my friend. It's okay, girl. Trust me. God he's molding you and preparing you for your assignment. You don't bash the person. You don't think negative about the person. That's just not the walk. That's not the person you're called to walk with in that way at this time. And that's okay. That's okay. I promise you it's okay. But you got to learn that it's okay. You got to learn that you're growing and that God is doing something in you. He's trying to mature you up, trying to teach you how not to depend on people. And that's okay. It's okay. God will give you what you need at that time. He will give you a friend when you need it, how you need it. I promise you. I thank God for my friend, my friends, those small amount of people in my life. And they know I thank God for them, because I tell them all the time. I value them. I honor them. Listen, I know how to, and I'm only going to get better. Called honor intelligence. I know how to honor you. You gonna know I love you, girl. You gonna know it. So y'all be encouraged. Y'all be encouraged. Y'all be encouraged. Peace.